Hey, so what's it like being there? What was that whole experience like so far and the fight being on Fight Island?
Uh, it was awesome. I actually was here in September when the UFC was here in September, so I knew what it was going to be like to fly here. I took the same airline, so like some of the stuff was kind of similar. I remember the airport. We're across the street from the hotel that we stayed at last time, so I was like, it was pretty familiar. But this is history for MMA and UFC, so I'm so grateful to be here. Obviously, more grateful for the win. And it's been awesome. Crazy time, but awesome.
How did you feel about your fight? I mean, you went right through it there. You got the big decision. How did you feel though with what you were able to do there?
I went through so much, so obviously coming away with the decision, and it was a 30-26 every round, so I crushed him. I got hit with an uppercut that actually really stung me, and he threw on the guillotine. So I was kind of facing a little adversity, but I did that all week and for my whole life. So, I was we drilled guillotine defense nonstop because he's got like 10 or 12 guillotine submissions. So I did what I had to do. I wanted to finish. I was really close to getting it, I think, at one point. Mark kept saying, "You got to move, you got to move." I was hitting him. I hurt him, hurting him. Didn't get to finish. 30-26, though, pretty clear win. So I'm happy, but I'm not because I want finishes. I'm trying to finish.
This was a featherweight bout, but you're also a lightweight.
No, I fought at lightweight before, but this is the weight class I should have been at the whole time. I'm not big enough for 55. Guys up there are just too physical. They're taller. They're longer. Every time I get in the cage with them, looking up at them. So at this level, back, in the regional scene, I'm able to out technique guys, even if they're bigger than me. But where do I find the advantage when the guys are really technical and really big? So I have to go to. I have to been to be. I should have been at 45 this whole time. So I'm finally back. Got a great win and here to stay.
And what was the rationale, the decision? You talked about it already, but what was was there a certain point where it was like, no, 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 not lightweight anymore. I got to do featherweight and just stay at that.
Yeah, I mean, like even the fights that I was winning at featherweight in the UFC, like the guys were huge. Like I could feel the difference in the size of the men that I was fighting. So um, I'm not tall. My arms are short. Have the reach of like a bantam or a flyweight. So I have to be able to use certain um, abilities that I have to win fights. And in order for me to do that, I'll be most successful at 45.
Training for this fight, were you training in South Florida or were you training elsewhere?
South Florida, Sanford MMA. I had a great camp. I was supposed to fight May 16th. Uh, we were training nonstop. All the guys were in the gym, all my coaches. Then, COVID started getting really bad when Florida opened back up early May. And, we were good for a while. We're healthy people. The gym's super clean, constantly cleaning. But eventually, it started catching up and people started getting testing positive. And I had to stay the last 2 weeks of camp. I stayed away from the gym. I didn't go to the gym at all. So, um, but Sanford MMA, big shout out to them, and just happy to represent them and get the W.
And Sanford MMA was Hard Knocks 365. And now you're
Correct.
training in Deerfield Beach, then, correct? A new facility out there?
Yes, sir.
What is that new facility like? I have not been out there. I was at the old one in
In,
Fort Lauderdale, but not this one.
insane. So just our space, they're 20,000 square feet. Huge cage, full size UFC cage. Huge mat space, bags galore, machines. You have a turf. There's a huge lobby that's beautiful. And then on the other side of the lobby is Barwis Methods, which we share the space with. They got NFL, MLB, NHL guys in there. Every machine that you could think of, insane trainers, and it's a dream to be down there. Most amazing facility I've ever been. And Sanford MMA is partnered with is an orthopedic group. Sanford Health is an orthopedic group, so they made a branch called Sanford MMA, and they're gonna, give us all our physical needs, doctors, orthopedics, everything. So I'm blessed and grateful to be there.
Yeah, well, a couple more questions, and we'll another time we'll talk all about that because I think it's a really cool concept with Sanford MMA and the orthopedics and all. But what made you decide, hey, South Florida, I'm going to come down here, Hard Knocks at the time, and start training there and doing that?
So I have a lot of history in Florida. My brother lives there, but most importantly, my fiance lives there. She's a business owner. She owns a American Ninja Warrior obstacle course gym in Florida in Boca, and she owns some. She's a landlord. She owns a couple of units out there, a couple of apartments by FAU. So, we've been engaged, and I was traveling back and forth to Milwaukee to train at Rufus Sports, so I decided to make the full move to South Florida to be with her.
And then lastly for me, did you watch the Usman Masvidal fight? And what can you say about your teammate getting the victory?
Man, Usman, nicest guy ever. Even before he fought, I got here and he was texting me nonstop. Yo, you need anything? How you feeling? You good? How you doing? You want to hit mitts with my coach? How's your weight? Do you need help cutting weight? And I'm like, bro, you got the biggest fight of the year coming up. Just worry about yourself, please, because I don't want to put pressure on anyone. I don't want to, I got this. But super happy for him. He did what he does, and he dominated Masvidal. People might not like the way the fight looked, but if you're a martial artist, then you could appreciate it. And he's the man.
Hey, well, tonight you're the man, and thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
And then we'll wrap things up with Gabriel Gonzalez from Cage Side Press.
All right.
Jared, the one everyone wants to talk about, just how did it come together, your buddy Paul Felder to step in the way he did this week?
So I lost all my corners due to the virus when Gilbert Burns was supposed to fight. They all went with him, and then they were going to stay and corner me. But when they got to Vegas, there was a red flag. Everyone tested positive, besides Herbert Burns, but he slept in the room with Gilbert the night before, so they wouldn't let him get on the plane, obviously, because he was exposed to the virus. So on Friday, before I left on Sunday, on the Friday before that, I get the phone call from UFC, like, yo, what do you want to do? You lost all your cornermen. So I was like, do I need a corner? But I knew Paul was going to be here. So he was like, I called him. I'm like, yo, he's one of my best friends. We were teammates for years. I'm like, yo, you trying to corner me? And he was like, if they let me, I'll do it. So that's how it happened. And the UFC let him get off the desk, come corner me, and it worked out.
I mean, I think a lot of people are saying that probably is one of the best moments of the year. I mean, how do you say thank you to a buddy like that, doing some, given all the circumstances, and the other two corners who I know you've never worked with, but they stepped up for you too?
Well, actually, Gary Tonon, one of my corners, I trained with him for years.
Oh, okay.
So he just so happened to be here cornering someone else. And he's one of the best grapplers on the planet. I don't know if you know him. He's an animal. And so, he knew my game. He knew what I was good at, what we should watch out for. He's a genius. So that guillotine defense I showed today, we went over that nonstop. Nick Sick from Vegas cornering Danny Ige tonight. I know him. We're friendly. We never worked together, but we clicked right away. And everything worked out. I mean, the only thing I could do is just give them hugs. I love Paul. I love Eric now, and Gary I've known forever. I love him too. So it worked out, man. It's insane time.
The final one for me. We know that you've had quite a few just things going on, not just with the corner, but with your family and all that. Can you just describe the feeling to be on the other side of this? You have a victory on this big stage that has everyone's attention, Fight Island. Just how do you put it into words to be at this point?
I just feel grateful and blessed, and I'm giving it all to God because he's the one he's why I'm here, It's the only reason I'm here is because of him. So all the glory goes to him, and I'm just grateful, man. So that's all I can say.